And I'll just go with it, guys. As soon as we triple streaming, I will start the live stream. And we are on, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening to everyone. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are going to be talking about the terror alert to the United Kingdom. We are going to be talking about UK terror attacks, and we are going to be talking about the Gaza ceasefire. I don't think I'm being out of place by saying it's not held. Less than 24. Do you know what, guys? Not even less than 24 hours. As soon as Trump, and look, guys, what I'm saying now is not speculation. It's not analysis. I'm very cautious about the sensitivity, about the sensitivity. First of all, I sometimes I speak good England. I'm very conscious about the sensitivity of what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to go with mainstream media outlets right now, what they're reporting. So what mainstream media are reporting is as soon as Donald Trump left, in fact, hang on, let me see how that camera perspective is. Yeah, that's okay. As soon as Donald Trump left, I think it was it Egypt? I think it was Egypt. As soon as, listen, basically, as soon as Donald Trump, oh, hang on. Yeah. As soon as Donald Trump left yesterday, back to go to the United States, the Hamas dragged people out in the streets, and there were mass executions. Now, look, guys. When you're trying to show the world that you are peaceful, that you're trying to show the world that you want to, you want to better yourself, and you want to abide by rules, and you want to abide by laws, what better way than as soon as the head teachers left, you do mass executions in the street, guys? It's unbelievable. So we're going to be talking about that mass executions yesterday in Gaza. We're also going to be talking about the Israelis opening fire today, and as I understand it, guys, up to at least 7 people have been killed. Last night in Gaza, there were skirmishes between rival factions. I don't want to use the words clans because I don't really like that word. I think it's the wrong word to use. But allegedly, well, you know what, mainstream media reporting 27 people died last night. Guys, look, the situation in Gaza is chaos. It's chaotic. It's absolute carnage. That's what we're going to be talking about today, guys, and we are going to be bringing this in, and we're going to be bringing this right home if you are in the United Kingdom, and I'm going to talk about the terror alert threat state to the United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's not going well. I'm going to read to you guys in full an article from the BBC. Now, look, guys, I don't usually read articles in full. In fact, I don't think I've ever done it before. I think this may be a first. I'm going to read this article in full because every word on this article should send absolute chills down your dilly bones. It should, guys. Every word on this article should send chills down your bones. So while the conflict in the Middle East is brewing, we have people on the streets in the United Kingdom like this Oxford guy. What's this Oxford? I don't even know his name. You know the Oxford guy who's been workshopping this new... Yeah, guys. So what we're going to be doing, actually, we're going to workshop a new chant, yeah? Has anybody got any good ideas? Yeah. What's a good idea, mate? Well, how about we just say, like, I don't know, Gaza, do us proud, put those Zows in the ground, yeah? How about we do something like that? I don't know. Like, honestly, this kid, like, he's so subverted. And if you guys know what I'm talking about, right? I'm not going to elaborate on that, but if you've seen the video, you guys know what I'm talking about. And if you've not, just go and watch the video. I'm not going to direct you to it because the guy's a douchebag. But what we can understand is we are heavily subverted in the United Kingdom beyond repair, guys. It's beyond repair in the United Kingdom now. It's gone. It's over. It's finished. We're not coming back. We are not a serious country. Every time I watch it, I wish how you can get a GIF, I don't know, generated, I don't know. You can get a GIF on your mobile phone and it just keeps repeating the same thing. When Donald Trump asked Keir Starmer to come forward, he's like, where's Great Britain? Where are they? Where are the Great Britain? Keir Starmer, thanks for coming. And then he just totally snubs him. Like, honestly, guys, Donald Trump knows exactly what he's doing. Donald Trump knows exactly what he's doing. He does, you know. Every time I watch that, you know, as a Brit, I think that's funny. I do, guys. As somebody who's British, helplessly patriotic, I think that's funny. Anyway, guys, look, where am I gonna go first? I'm gonna go to the YouTube comments, and then I'm gonna go to the YouTube comments, and then I am gonna read this article, guys. All right, but I will be talking about what's happening in the Middle East, i.e., Gaza. There's a few things happening with Iran. There's things happening with India, I guess India. There's conflict between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Some people are speculating that India is instigating that. I would say so as well. So the whole Middle East right now, guys, as always, is a tinderbox. Remember what I always say, ladies and gentlemen. Those people who claim to understand the Middle East do not understand the Middle East. It's like quantum physics, you know. It just doesn't make sense. It's there. Leave it alone. Don't prod it. It'll deal with itself. All right. Yeah. You don't want to be going in there saying that the Palestinians are fighting a noble cause, because trust me, guys, they're not. There's nothing noble about taking civilians hostage. There's nothing noble about that, guys. All right. There's nothing noble about executing families in the streets. Do you know what? Listen, guys, who am I to talk? Who am I to talk? I'm commenting on somebody at Oxford University, so clearly I'm wrong. I must be in the wrong, guys. This is an educated man from Oxford University, and Oxford, we all know, is the world's first and foremost definition of the English language. So it must be me that's wrong, guys. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat if you guys know what I'm talking about. You know this guy who comes up onto he's done the video and he's got like the little shamag around him, and he's doing, yeah, we've been workshopping something in Oxford, and this is it, guys. You all ready for this? Yeah, are you all ready for this? Yeah, it took us 3 years to develop this. It reminded me of Zoolander when he was introducing Blue Steel. You know, it's so ridiculous and pathetic, but this was real, and these are the next generation of leaders in the United Kingdom. So he's there, he's standing there, he's going, yeah, we've got this new, yeah, Gaza, do us proud, put those Zios in the ground. And I'm thinking, are you for real right now? And he's saying it's a noble cause. So look, guys, clearly it's me that's wrong, because this is an educated gentleman from Oxford University. So I'm obviously in the wrong. I've had my education in the military, my education at the University of hard knocks and failed businesses. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, I've had some successful ones as well. Anyway, right, I am gonna get the comments right now. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh shit. Right, Footlong Bong. Listen, guys, this live stream may just totally change in it. Right, okay. So if you guys are on YouTube, Footlong Bong has just said Russia hit 4 UN trucks. Right, let me see if I can find anything on. If this has come out in the last 10 minutes, guys. Russian 4 hours ago, from 4 hours ago, Russia strikes Kharkiv hospital, UN convoy as Ukraine seeks US Tomahawks. Right, this should be plastered all over the mainstream. Let me get into this. Russian forces have struck a hospital and a United Nations convoy in Ukraine, officials say, in attacks likely to boss Vladimir Zelensky's pitch for long range. Look, guys, if you guys were on the live stream earlier, we explained, we talked about how it's not really a story because the Ukrainians already supersede that capacity anyway. It doesn't really make any sense. Anyway, officials said Tuesday that overnight attacks involving drone and glide bombs. So these glide bombs they're talking about, guys, you know how earlier on, guys, look, I hope you're watching all my live streams because I'm referring to stuff now that we previously spoke about. I've got a lot to get through tonight, guys. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it all. So earlier on, we talked about the Tomahawk missile has a payload of 450 kilos. these glide munitions that the Russians are using, they're, what is it, FAB or MAB? I think it's FAB. FAB 3000, guess what? That's 3,000 kilograms, and 3,000 kilograms in my speculation is 3,000. Sorry, is 3 tons. So now we're talking that is like over 6 times more potency than a Tomahawk cruise missile. And look, guys, when I talk about global conflict and wars on industrial scale, all that matters right now, guys, we all want special forces and we all want the night vision with the light poking out things around the side. And, we all want to do the black ops blacker than everybody else's, and we all want to, like, see the special forces guys climbing up drain pipes. That's not this war, guys. That's not this war. If you want that sort of stuff, Afghanistan, Iraq, that was your baby. This conflict in Ukraine that the Europeans are going to be... Let me take my shoes off, guys, because I've got no socks on and my feet are sweating like a schmetting. Oh, right. I think I've twisted my ankle as well. Do you know what? How can you think I have twisted my ankle, but not bad? So everybody wants this to be a special forces war. Everybody's like wanting to that, US Navy SEALs, British SAS, Ukrainian Spetsnaz. Guys, doesn't make an ounce of difference. The only thing that's going to matter is how much explosives you can get from your factory to the bad guy's country. That's it. And everything around that is delivery. Everything around that's delivery, guys. It really is. So the Tomahawk missiles, they deliver 450 kilos. The Russian glide bombs that they're releasing, that it says they're releasing here, they can release a maximum of 3 ton. Now, they don't release them very often. The average is 1 ton. It's the MAB 1000. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me. I'll get some more comments, and then I'll jump over to my main thread. Donna is saying the UK, the threat to Northern Ireland from what? The threat to Northern Ireland from Northern Ireland related terrorism. Right, okay, is substantial. Listen, guys, I'm gonna. Oh, hang on, and then Donna again. He says, "Oh yeah, we've done. Well, yeah, we literally just spoke about that." Right, ladies and gentlemen, right, I don't know this very often. Please stay with it. I will stop at various points and get some comments. I will. So when we look at the deteriorating situation in the Middle East, and it is, guys, it is. I don't know how we can say it's not. In fact, right, guys, I will be open right now. If anyone thinks, does anybody think the ceasefire is going to hold in Gaza? Last night, 27 dead. Today, untold numbers dead. Just carnage, guys. Drone strikes in Khan Yunis. So, we've got 27 dead last night, minimum. Official numbers of dead are not out for today yet. Drone strikes. Does that sound like a ceasefire? To you guys, does that sound like a ceasefire? And what's going to happen? Here in the United Kingdom, believe me, guys, we have got people who are fanatical. They're crazy. They're subverted. They don't even know what they're doing. They don't even care. So they are willing to conduct these attacks on British soil. We know this. We've seen this. It happens all the time. Christmas is coming, guys. Christmas markets, Christmas fairs. All these things are likely strike points. So, guys, look, let me just get onto this. In fact, let me get onto this article here. I don't usually do this. I really don't, guys. I'm going to read every word in this article. Now, this is an article so obviously it's from the BBC, so you can imagine how watered down and left-leaning it is, but I'm going to read this article in its full. Absolutely in its full, guys, okay? So, this is an article released on the 9th of October. They don't give a time that it's released. Usually they do, but whatever. This was an article released 9th of October, 2025, by the BBC. All right? I'm going to read this whole article. And guys, if you are not chilled to your panty McPanties, you are a Dante McDante. All right? So let's just continue, okay? Man expressed wish to kill Jews. court hears. That's the headline. A man accused of planning a terror attack regularly expressed a wish to kill Jews, a jury has been told. Jordan Richardson, sounds like a fine British name, doesn't it, guys? Fine British name, Jordan Richardson. Fine British name. I'll come on to that, and I know you guys are going to listen. Jordan Richardson, 21, of Oliver Close, Howden, East Yorkshire, has been charged with engaging in conduct in preparation for an act of terrorism between the 1st of August and 19th of December last year. Guys, I'm promising you, I'm not promising you. I'm speculating he was planning a Christmas attack last year. And guys, look, this gets worse. So last Christmas attacks, guys, Christmas is equal to Christianity. What better way to show your devotion to somebody that hates Christianity than attack people at Christmas? It happens, guys. If we get through this Christmas, and I'm talking about Europe now as a whole, if we get through Christmas without stabby, without rammy, without kaboomy, without gassy, I will be very shocked, guys. I'll be very shocked, all right? So this was a potential terror attack between the 1st of August and the 19th of December last year. I'm going to speculate it was more to the end. During the prosecution's opening earlier, Leeds Crown Court was told he was arrested with a note. So he had it in his pocket or something. So guys, look, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this here is what should chill your bones, okay? Right now, this is going to chill your bones, all right? So when you think about terror attacks and what do they want, this is what they want right now, guys. And I'll read it and I'll come back to it. Throw all the grenades into crowds, shoot bystanders, stab anyone who comes close, do not get taken alive. That's what it says, guys, on the BBC. Article released 9th of October 2025. I'm not making this up, guys. I'm just repeating what's out there on the mainstream media. Look, guys, I always say when I'm doing these videos, all the information's out there. All the information is readily available. And when there's something that resonates with me, when there's something that I believe I can say, look, here it is, and communicate that to you fine people, that's what I do. So let me read that again. So this is what this guy got found with a note, I don't know, down his sock, in his pocket, or I don't know. But this is what the note said. Throw all the grenades into a crowd, shoot bystanders, stab anyone who comes close, do not get taken alive. So when we're talking about what do these people want, what do these people want? What are they after? What do they want? They just want to cause carnage, guys. Some motherfuckers just want to see the world burn. And sometimes you need to burn the forest down to find them. Hashtag Batman, Dark Knight Rises, probably one of the best movies ever written. Anyway, so I'm guys, look, I don't, like I keep saying, I don't do this often. I am going to read every word in this article. Mr. Richardson, so the accused, has denied the offences and told officers when he was arrested, I'm not a threat. I kind of don't believe him, guys. I don't believe him. I really don't believe him. Prosecutor Catherine Robinson, is that the same? No. Prosecutor Catherine Robinson said another note. So I don't know, maybe he's got one note in one pocket and another note in another. So I'll read you this note and I'll read you them both together. So these are notes that they found on him. So another note included instructions about how to make mustard gas, while a crossbow and a knife had been found at his home. So this guy, he was found, with a note that said, I don't know whether that's a poster, whether that's, I don't know what this means, guys. I'm reading this and I'm giving you guys speculation. So the first note, maybe a poster on his wall or I don't know, whatever. throw all the grenades into crowds, shoot bystanders, stab anyone who comes close. Does that sound like, you know, people who want to get along in society? Does that sound like people who want to live in peace? I don't know, guys. Maybe it does. And then there were instructions on how to make mustard gas. So now we have to worry about rammy, stabby, shooty, blowy, and gassy. Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to the United Kingdom. But keep coming in. Listen, guys, and I know this guy's name is Jordan Richardson. You guys, you're going to get to it. That's why I want to read every line in this article. So after they found the note and the crossbow and the knife at his home, she added the defendant has accessed material online which shows his interest, here we are, and affiliation with extreme Islamist ideology, including material depicting and glorifying terrorist actions. Guys, we're being subverted on a massive level, we need to turn to God. We like young kids, they need to turn to God right now. You need to turn to God. That's all you need to do right now, nothing else. Go to God right now. Find your direction there. Right, guys, I'm going to get some chat because I can see the chat going crackers. Hang on. Right, let me just jump up, guys. So Tracy McKibben is saying, so weapons of war found in France, possibly grenades. Yeah, we spoke about this on previous live streams. Patrick Christie's article, like, I don't know, a couple of days ago, whatever it was. He said, and again, look, I like Patrick Christie's work. I like him as I like him as an anchor, but sometimes he doesn't understand. And look, guys, when I say that, I feel like a dick. I'm not, Patrick, if you're watching, mate, I'm not being a dick, and I'm just saying you don't understand what you're talking about. And I don't think that's, and oh God, I feel like a dick saying that, but he doesn't. Patrick Christie did this article, and he was reading what the French police had said. And the French police had said they found assault rifles and weapons of war. Now, my interpretation of that, of someone who's got vast experience in this field, those weapons of war are of an explosive nature. Otherwise, you wouldn't bother. You just put them all as firearms. Weapons of war would be firearms. So that could be either claymores. It could be, what's the Russian? There's a Soviet claymore. It's, is it a C90? I don't know. But they have equivalents. So it could be NATO, Russian equivalent. Oh, do you know, it may even be NATO claymores. I don't know. It could be claymores. It could be explosives. It could be grenades. It could be rocket-propelled grenades. It could be grenade launchers, two different things. You know, so what I'm getting at here is these things have already been found. What I'm talking about is not beyond the realms of possibility to make its way into the United Kingdom. James Brooke is saying it's a death cult. It is a death cult, guys. You know, when people, like we said there, where is it? Throw all the grenades into a crowd, shoot bystanders, stab anyone who comes close, do not get taken alive. That to me doesn't sound like people who value human life. You know what, guys? I'm gonna. When I was in Iraq, you know, I'm not going to go down there. I'm going to focus on this because that's like a 15-minute monologue. So yeah, I totally agree, guys. You know, it is a death. You know, it is a death cult. 82TJ says Rise Slim was okay, but for me, 1989 Batman was better. Right? Are we arguing about Batman here, guys? Look. You guys have hit my nerve here, right? I'm not going to argue about Batman now. When I jump over to YouTube later, I'm going to go on a Dark Knight monologue. I will, guys. I will go on an absolute Dark Knight monologue, but I'm not going to do it now. I'm not going to do it now, guys, okay? James is saying, how many people are there in the UK with this ideology? I don't know, James. Look, guys, I don't know. Listen, guys, I'm on the side of the government, and I think this is the only one. And the one the other day. and the other one, and the one who did it the other time. So they're the only ones. There is no more. The government's found them all, guys, and we are totally safe. Do you guys believe me? I'm clearly lying, aren't I? Yeah, I'm clearly lying. KK is saying there's been at least 2 separate people raided for weapons in Scotland in the past few years. Just a matter of time till one gets missed. Hope not, obviously. It is just a matter of time, guys. It really is a matter of time. You know, the security services, they can't deal with all this. They can't deal with it all. There's too much stuff. Darren is saying, lol, Sean. I don't know what lol Sean's for, Darren, but I'm down with you. From now, this is going to be the last comment, guys, and I'm going to jump back over to, I'm going to jump back onto this. Look, guys, I don't think I've ever, honestly, guys, I don't think I've ever read a full article. I usually give the headline, but this article is wild. Darren not Darren, from now on YouTube is saying, like I've said before, Islam with Jewish problem, Islam with Hindus problem, Hindus with Christians problem, Hindus with Sikh problem, Hindus with, yeah. Everybody understands that, you know, everybody understands that. Right. Oh, hang on, guys. Slim is saying, Sean said, I'm not going to start an argument on Batman, and then starts an argument. Guys, I'm going to talk about Batman afterwards. You guys have brought me into this, right? Lord of the Rings, Batman, Star Wars. I will go all day. Let's get on to this. Oh, hang on. Gemma is saying, evening, everyone. I hope you're well. And Gemma, I hope you're well as I hope you are well as well. Right, guys, look. I'm reading an article here from the BBC. I don't usually read a full article in its entirety, but every snippet of information on this article is absolutely chilling, guys. It's chilling. Like chilling badilling. It's terrifying. So this is an article, BBC, they published this on the 9th of October. The headline is, Man expressed wish to kill Jews, quote here. And I've been reading that, guys. And there's a lot to get through, guys, so let me just continue. So we've just heard how this guy had a note on him saying, throw all grenades into a crowd, shoot bystanders, stabby anyone who comes close, do not get taken alive. Does that sound like someone you can negotiate with? You're not going to take me alive. Does that sound like someone you can negotiate with? No, you can't negotiate with those people, so you have to deal with them in a very particular way. But if you do that, you get into a lot of trouble. Anyway, so this guy was found with instructions how to make mustard gas with a crossbow and sharpie stabby weapons at his home. She added, the defendant has accessed material online which shows his interest and affiliation with extreme Islamist ideology. I'm not saying this, guys. This is from the BBC. With extreme Islamist ideology, including material depicting and glorifying terrorist attacks. It's ridiculous, guys. It's ridiculous. It's childish. I'm embarrassed for these people. He regularly expressed a wish to kill Jews. For example, using the terminology, the pillagers, the big nosers, and the money, she said. So I think they must be, they're like terminologies, obviously derogatory. I don't know if the money's derogatory. If you say someone's rich, I don't know if that's the whatever. You know, this is. I'm just reading the article, guys. Okay. He suggested going to Palestine to fight the Jews, and he's searched for how to volunteer for Hamas from the United Kingdom and how to get to Palestine. So you know, I'm just reading this, guys. It gets worse. I promise you, guys, it gets worse. He made a joke about going into a synagogue in a suicide. I can't say that word. He made a joke about going into a synagogue wearing a certain type of vest that when you wear that vest, you have an explosive entry. You have a very pronounced entry when you're going somewhere. So you guys know what I'm talking about. Repeated desires. Miss Robinson showed the jury, and this is just, it's just sick, guys. This gets sick. I will be careful. Miss Robinson, so she's the Crown prosecutor, showed the jury videos she said had been shared by Mr. Richardson, who's the accused, Jordan Richardson of Google, somewhere in Google, shared by Mr. Richardson on Instagram, including one with the handle Anglo Jihad. Guys, you know when I see those words together, Anglo Jihad, I kind of had an aha moment. We've lost our way in society. And I've said this many times before. Western culture is an expansionist culture. We need to be expanding. Like, you know, what was the movie I was watching the other day? It was Last of the Mohicans. I've not seen that. It's like maybe 25 years old or something. You know, the last time it was 25 years ago or something when I watched Last of the Mohicans. And Western culture is an expansion culture. And and if we're not, and if Western Europeans are not expanding into new worlds, they feel that they don't really have anything. Oh, what's my purpose in life? And that's what the problem is here, guys. We need to expand. We need to go into space, and we need to build spaceships. I've said this so many times, guys. I have. But anyway, so he's sharing the Anglo Jihad stuff. One of the videos shown in court was the beheading of an American journalist, James Foley, by the British so-called Islamic State terrorist Mohammed Mwazi, known as Jihadi John. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know how Jihadi John met his end? He got taken out by drones. I've actually been to the apartment where he was taken out in Al Raqqa. Guys, as wild as this sounds, I was working out in Syria, and I was in what's the I think it's called a Toyota Hiace. It's like a little minivan, like a little Toyota Hiace minivan. Ooh, drive, guys. Look, for people who think that if you want to go to these countries and be safe, you need all the armored vehicles, and you need the 50 guys with guns. Stop. That is just going to bring attention to yourself. I used to drive around very low key, very undercover, and my cover was people didn't know I was there. Anyway, I was driving around Al Raqqa in Syria, where Jihadi John met his end. And this, my interpreter, we were just stuck at some traffic lights near the stadium, and he said, "Oh, Sean, that's where Jihadi John died." I went, "What?" He said, "Yes, Jihadi John." I went, how do you know Jihadi John? He was telling me about it, and he was telling me huge quadcopters came down out the sky, fired missiles into this building, and then swizzled away. So, you've got to ask yourselves a question. What technology is really being hidden by the governments? Anyway, sorry, guys, that's a side quest. That's a side mission. My relationship to Jihadi John, I don't have one. I saw the apartment block where he got blown up. Anyway, that was in maybe 2020 or something, 19, maybe even 18. I don't know. Yeah, we've done that. So some of his, sorry, I'll just read that again. One of the videos that this guy saw. So we talk, guys, if you're just joining for the first time, we are talking about the terror alert, UK attacks, the Gaza ceasefire that seems to be over right now. And I'm reading an article from the BBC that was released on the 9th of October. So please stick with it, guys. I am going to reach every, I'm going to hit every line of this, because each thing is crazy, guys. Okay. Miss Robinson, the Casey, said the defendant said, here's the thing, guys. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, forget everything else, right? So here's the thing, right? Miss Robinson said the defendant said he converted to Islam the day after Ramadan. So now, remember this guy who we were talking about, Jordan Richardson? Jordan Richardson, guys, you know, strong British name, strong English name, of Howden, East Yorkshire. We've just read all these things about him, you know, how he had notes on him that he wanted to kill Jews, throw grenades into a crowd, shoot all bystanders, stab anyone that comes close, do not get taken alive. Turns out, as per the BBC, this guy is an Islam convert. So he's converted to Islam the day after Ramadan. She said he repeated his desires to conduct jihad and kill infidels and identified himself as a terrorist. Look, guys, this guy has clearly got like, I don't know. I'm going to assume he grew up without discipline. I'm going to assume he grew up without a father. And again, you know, it's very sad that this is happening, but this is the reality. This is the reality. We've destroyed ourselves and we are breeding this type of person. We need to turn to God. We need to build spaceships. And that's what we need to do, guys, because if we don't have Western culture expanding, we get people like this. Anyway, look, guys, I promise you, we've not even got to the best. Well, we've not even got to the chilling bits yet. It gets worse, guys. I promise you. This article gets absolutely worse. It really does, guys. The court heard Mr. Richardson posted a video outside of Meadowhall Shopping Centre. What have I said so many times, guys? So many times, going back over a year, well over a year. Big shopping centres. Meadowhall, Metro Centre, Arndale Centre, Blue Water. You know, these big shopping centres are absolutely rife for a rammy, stabby, shooty, blowy, or gassy. Because now gas or drony. All these things are real now, guys. And I know I say this and I'm trying to get through a lot of information and it may seem entertaining, but look at the content, guys. It's not, it's crazy. This is really happening now. So the court heard Mr. Richardson posted a video of the outside of Meadowhall Shopping Centre in Sheffield, followed by clips of rainbows and dolphins overlaid with the words, "How life feels when you finally give up and just start killing people brutally." Why would you do that? In what world would you want to do that? Like, in what world would you want to, like, you know, like, I'm thinking like mums and their kids, you know, their Christmas shopping. Because remember, guys, you know, this was a planned event between the 1st of August and the 19th of December last year, which I'm going to assume is when he got arrested. So that to me says Christmas shopping period, when it's busy, when there's a lot of people there. So can you imagine this guy now, absolutely subverted? He thinks his purpose in life is to go and attack mums and kids when they're out doing their Christmas shopping. Honestly, guys, I don't even have words for this anymore. I like, when I'm talking about this, I really struggle because I can't put myself into those shoes. I can't put myself into those shoes of what drives a person to, like, a home, like somebody who lives, who's, you know, Jordan Richardson, who's been born, raised, you know, in this country. What drives someone to do that? It's phenomenal and it's crazy and it's wild and it's insane. But you know what, guys? It's as real as this table, which is pretty real, guys, because I'm sat at it and I've got my keyboard and my mouse and my computer screens. So I know this table's pretty real, but that is the world that we are living in right now, guys, 100%. And look, guys, right now, with the conflicts in the Middle East, you know, conflicts in the Middle East, the ceasefire in Gaza that doesn't look like it's held at all. I mean, how can you say that a ceasefire is held when internally there was at least 27 people killed last night? That's what they're reporting. Executions, Hamas, guys, look, and this is not me speculating. This is me repeating what the BBC are saying, and you guys know how they are. So how can you say there's peace there when there's street executions? You know when God sent down the mass flood and he said, look, you guys just need a new start. I'm going to flood you guys out. I'm going to drown you all. And Noah and his family are going to go on the ark and they're going to start again. You kind of start to understand how God felt. He's like, guys, stop doing that to each other. That's wrong. You're all, just stop it. Stop it, right? Mass flood. Right, let's start again. You know, you kind of understand how God felt. You do. Right, guys, I'm gonna go to some comments now. I'm gonna just guys, I'm gonna jump to the YouTube comments. Darren Bell, hello Darren Bell. Darren Bell is saying we are facing a total breakdown of society. I think you're right, Darren. I think we are facing a total breakdown of society. You know, what I always say is when we talk about breakdowns of society, look at the Arab Spring. You know, look at the Arab Spring. Everything was fine. Everything was fine, and then it wasn't. And then very quickly, things go from bad to absolute carnage. And this is what I keep saying, you know. I keep saying we're going to wake up on a Monday morning, you know. What's that film? It's that Lego movie. Have you guys seen the Lego movie? You guys seen the Lego movie, right? So you know the Lego movie when they wake up when that guy, what's his name? Niall? I don't know. The guy on the Lego movie, where everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Like, that's like we are now. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. That, you know, not you guys, because you guys follow me. You guys know how bad things are. But that's what, like, the majority of people are like right now. And then they're going to go from that to, I don't know, maybe like, I don't even know, like Terminator Salvation or something. In the space of like a week, people are going to wake up on a Monday, everything is awesome. And then they're going to go to bed on a Friday and go, whew, what just happened? But, you know, more than likely, people are going to wake up on a Friday and go to bed on a Monday because, you know, that's the way things work. Anyway, you know what? I totally agree with you, Darren. You know, you're 100% right. Silly is saying in 2006, they threw people off the roof live on TV. It's happened there all the time. That's who they are. It's culture. Check their children's TV. It's disgusting. Yeah, can you guys remember those images of people throwing gays off the top of, like, was it I think it was multi-story car parks. Like, look, guys, I just, like, I really struggle to try and, like, enlighten people who won't listen. It's very difficult to enlighten people who won't listen. So if you're gay, I don't care if you're gay. I'm, you know, fine. I'll have jokes with you. Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably not gonna invite you swimming with me. I might not even invite you in the same canoe, but you can be gay. You can be gay and do your gay shit. You know, I'm totally fine with that. Go and be gay. I'm totally fine. Just be gay over there. All right. Don't tell me gayness. Right? Likewise, don't tell me that I won't tell you that you have to accept my ultra fucking alphaness and ultra aggression and ultra masculinity that, like, oozes off me like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. I mean, guys, could I be a Gaston? Could I play? Do you think I could play Gaston? I think I could. I think I could play Gaston. Very difficult to try and, like, talk to people. For example, So, right, guys, I'm just going to, right, I'm conscious of the time. Silly here is saying, in 2006, they threw people off the roof live on TV. I think this was Gaze. It's happened there all the time. Right, okay, so now, Silly's saying that, and that's didactic fact. There is absolutely not, what I've just said there is fact. You can't argue with fact, although some of you liberals might want to. No, actually, what it was, shut up. There's no excuse ever to throw someone off a multi-story car park and let them dilly splat on the floor. So now we've got this concept where, you've got these people in Oxford University saying that these people who are throwing people off the roof are fighting a noble cause. Do you understand this, guys? Do you understand the words I'm saying? Please say you do. Do you understand now? We have people at Oxford University who are going to be the next leaders of the world, the ultra-educated. These people think throwing people off rooftops because they're gay is a noble cause. I don't. I think if you want to be gay, go and be gay over there. Go to like a gay village or something. It's totally fine. Go and do your gay shit, whatever those gays do. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Likewise, you probably won't want to see me, I don't know, doing pull-ups. Well, you probably would if you're gay. You probably would want to see me doing pull-ups. In fact, you know what, guys? Who am I kidding? All the gays want to watch me do pull-ups, squats, squat thrusters, lunges. Those gays are queuing up. They're queuing up. But I ain't queuing up to see them. And if those gays want to queue up to watch me do my squat thrusters and my lunges, it's absolutely fine. I might even charge a subscription as long as I don't see them. Money's money, guys. Money's money. Money's money. Cost of living crisis. It's a brave new world. But yeah, I agree, guys. Right. Listen, guys, I'm going to jump over it. I do want to finish this article. I told you this article was going to take a long time. I think it's fair that I read this whole article, guys. I really do think it's fair I read this whole article because it's absolutely insane. And it doesn't get any better. It literally doesn't get any better. So like I just said, guys, the court heard that Mr. Richardson posted videos outside Meadow Hall with the words, "How life feels when you finally give up and start killing people brutally." It's just crazy, guys. So my next question, let me go on. I'll finish the article and then I'll come back, guys, okay? Miss Robinson told the court the only possible intention in sharing that sort of material was to encourage a terror attack. In particular, given he had discussed locations, the defendant was not simply a keyboard warrior or a fantasist, but a person who was dangerously far down the road to carrying out acts. The trial continues. So here's a few questions for you guys. And I always say this, I always say this. When one of these people gets caught, like when the Manchester synagogue attacker got sent to see his, went and got his 72 virgins. When the previous attackers, when the other people have been arrested, when the other terror attacks, I always say this, do we think he was the only one? And that's it now. We are totally safe. We are totally safe now, guys, 100%. Let me just give you guys a couple of these highlights, okay? So he was found for preparation acts between the 1st of August and 19th of December. That to me says Christmas strike period. He was found with a note on him saying, throw all grenades into crowds. So he must have been able to get them grenades from somewhere. Throw all grenades into crowds, shoot bystanders, stab anyone who comes close, do not get taken alive. Does that sound like somebody you can negotiate with? You're never going to take me alive. I'm going to bite my own hand off. Ah! Yeah, just ask him what he wants. What do you want? I want to kill everyone. Ah! He says he wants to kill everyone, but what does that mean? What does he? It means he wants to kill everyone. Also, they found on him instructions how to make mustard gas. Does that seem like a new aspect, guys? Does that seem like a new aspect? So we've got these new aspects now. We've got what's the word I'm looking for? Ricin. We've got people being able to make ricin, people now being able to make mustard gas. And look, guys, I've said this for quite a few times. All you need realistically is like a gas burner, a pressure cooker, and a gas burner. You know, everyone's got a gas burner. A microwave, a pressure cooker, and a sunbed. You can make a whole ton of shit. Mustard gas, he was found with the instructions how to make mustard gas. He'd been searching extremist ideology, and here we have it, guys. He had converted to Islam the day before Ramadan. So there we are, guys. You know, he's a Muslim convert, I guess. You know, a Muslim convert. He was potentially targeting Meadowhall Shopping Centre in Sheffield. So, you know, these are tropes we've been talking about on this channel. You know, we've either got stabby stabby, rammy rammy, shooty shooty, blowy blowy, gassy gassy, or drony drony, or all of the combined. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, guys, I'm just going to have to run to the toilet real quick. I am, guys. I do apologize. I've literally got to go to the toilet. I will be less than a minute, and then I'll be back. Keep tapping, liking, commenting, subscribing, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, guys, it's 53 minutes and I've not done this yet. I'm triple streaming, guys. We're on 3 platforms. We're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, and we are on X. So if you guys show support on all 3 channels, guys, I will be very supportive. I will continue this live stream for about an hour, and then I will jump over to YouTube, guys. And I will just be streaming exclusively on YouTube. So if you want to go and follow me on YouTube, guys, I'm the Real Raven 1 on YouTube. I'm going to be back real short. And we are back. Right. I'm gonna get the comments, guys. I will get the comments. I'm gonna get the comments on YouTube, guys, and then I will. Templar Matt is saying, "Gone for a piss, gone for a wee. I'll see you in 3." Potts in here is saying, maybe I won't be moving to Sheffield anymore. Well, close to. Well, look, guys, you know, I think whether this is Sheffield, Meadowhall, whether this is, guys, sorry, I need to turn this off. I've got the, you know, the thing of Trump calling Keir Starmer forward and then just turning his back on him. Like, I've got that on here. I need to get that off because it's just, honestly, guys, it's just absolutely cracking me up. Every time I see that, guys, it cracks me up. So whether we're talking about Sheffield Meadowhall, whether we're talking about Blue Water, whether we're talking about London somewhere, whether we're talking about Birmingham, Manchester, Arndale Centre, what's the one up in Newcastle? I can't remember. You know, there's so many different locations. So many different locations, you know, that people are perceiving these as terror attacks. Christmas markets. It's a massive one, guys. You know, Christmas markets. You know, when, like, what does it for me? What does it for me is, like, kids. Like, again, this is the whole terrorist ideology thing. If like these terrorists would go after military targets, you'd have a different opinion of them, wouldn't you? You would. You really would. I can, whether you agree, whether you think you wouldn't or not, you definitely would. If these like so-called terrorists or like freedom fighters said, yeah, you know what? We are the Islamic State, and we are going to attack, you know what, guys? And we are going to attack military targets, political targets, you would have a different opinion of them. You would, wouldn't you? You'd have a different opinion of them. Like, when the 7th of October attack happened in Israel, people were out on the streets, and they were like, oh, it's a military operation. I'm like, nah, mate, that's not a military operation. I don't think you understand what a military operation is. A military operation is where the military go in and take military targets. Civilians driving their cars are not military targets. They're not. And if you partake in that, you're a bad man. You're a terrorist. That's the reality. I don't know what defense these people give those people. It's unbelievable. But yeah, sorry. As the Potsinator is saying, maybe I won't be moving to Sheffield anymore. But where do we move, guys? Literally, where do we move? I've said to you guys for a long time that I think there's going to be a mass, there's going to be a mass exodus to Antarctica, mass exodus of Western culture to Antarctica. I don't see anywhere else, guys. I really don't. Silly is, oh, hang on. Yeah, Silly is saying, sorry to say, but when the world gave them excuses to do it, the result, you are next. It's been like that in history, and it's happening now. It has, guys. It really has been like that in history. People think that look, guys, and I'm not calling for a crusade. Only the Pope can do that. Like, people think that the Crusades were. People think that the Crusades people think that the Crusades were an mutual war. It wasn't. The Crusades was preceded by 400 years of Islamification over the Middle East. A lot of the Middle Eastern countries, used to be Christian countries. And again, guys, look, look, guys, I'm going to leave you guys with this, because I'm going to close this live stream down in a second on TikTok, and then I'll just be streaming exclusively on YouTube. But, one of the tropes of this channel is we need to stop all these wars. They're ridiculous. People need to just grow up. Stop fighting each other. It's not achieving anything. And we need to put that energy and that direction and that finance into space travel and space exploration. That's where we need to go, guys. And as soon as we do that, everybody will be living in broad sunlit uplands, to quote Winston Churchill. Right, ladies and gentlemen, look, guys, I am going to jump back now to what's been happening in Gaza. Last night there was 27 people, as per mainstream media reporting, 27 people killed in Gaza last night. Mass executions by Hamas. Today the Israelis opened fire on people. I don't know who. It's unclear. Different news articles are reporting different who they opened fire on. There have been drone strikes in Khan Yunis. So to me anyway, it does not look like this ceasefire is holding. Now, look, guys. Since we have been on this live stream, there have been 13 live updates, okay? 13 live updates from Gaza. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to close you guys down on TikTok. I'm going to jump over to YouTube, and then, I'm not going to jump over to YouTube because I'm on YouTube now. I'm just going to close you guys down on YouTube. Sorry, I'm not going to close you guys down on YouTube. I'm going to close you down on TikTok. You guys are going to get closed down, and I'm just going to be streaming exclusively on YouTube. So if you and X, so if you guys have not followed me already, you want to continue this conversation, and you want to go further into what's happening in the Middle East, I'm going to give you guys the latest updates from the Middle East, from Gaza, how that's going to affect you. Terror alert, UK attacks, and the Gaza ceasefire looks like it's been over. So if you want to jump over there, guys, I'm the Real Raven 1 on YouTube. I'm the Real Raven 1 on X. But you know what, guys? I've got love for everyone. If you guys are not going to go over there, I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 10. Yes, I will, good sir. I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 10. Right. And if you're not jumping over, then I'll see you later. Are we off? Are we off on YouTube? Guys, are we still streaming on YouTube? I don't know if we're streaming on YouTube. I don't know. I don't know if we're streaming. Maybe we are. Maybe we keep... No, I think we're off. No, we are off. Right. Do I need to click any buttons? You know, I don't even care. I'm just going to close that down. Oh, no, I'm not going to close that down. So I do need to click buttons. I will jump onto this in a second, guys. Blin, pizdец, чувак. That was very bad words in a different language. Right, I'll close that down. Right, guys, I'm just going to give you these updates from the last 30 minutes because a lot of stuff's been happening. I said, earlier on in the live stream, I said, look, I don't think we've heard that. I don't think we've heard the end of this. I think things are going to get, things are going to keep escalating. Right, so I'm just going to go now, guys, from, Okay, South Africa, Gaza deal won't stop genocide case against Israel. South Africa's president, C.C. Ramosa, is he the guy who chants and says death to the white farmer? Says the US-backed agreement to end the war in Gaza will have no bearing on his country's case against Israel and the International Court of Justice. I don't think anyone... Look, guys, I don't think anyone... really cares what the South Africans have got to say. Israel formally admits to restricting aid to Palestinian civilians by formally notifying the UN that it will restrict humanitarian assistance to Gaza to pressure Hamas to locate and release the bodies of slain captives. Guys, look, I think that's fair. I don't see why that, I think that headline's a little bit misleading. So, and look, guys, I'm not being pro anyone here. I'm just letting you guys know what's happening. And I'm letting you guys know that people in the United Kingdom will be looking at this and thinking, I don't want to be taken alive. So another headline that would communicate that the same would be, Hamas refuses to release bodies of slain captives. In response, Israel has restricted aid. I think that would be equally as correct. Red Cross received captive bodies in Gaza. Our correspondent remember, guys, the International Red Cross or International Red Crescent, they've always been the intermediary between prisoner release, hostage release. I've got something here in Arabic that I can't read. Jordan says it hopes the peace summit achieves Gaza withdrawal. Okay, what's that? Palestine recognition, empty promise without actual statehood. UK PM. Who is this? Leila Moran, a Liberal Democrat. Right, I know who she is. Right, let me Google her. She is the woman, right, let me get this right. I need to get this right. Let me Google her real quick. Lil, I'm sure this is her, guys. I'm pretty sure this is her. Oh, God! Has she got kids? I hope she has. God, if she's got kids, honestly. Jesus Christ. Yeah, she has got kids. All right, that means another man. Oh God, I can't imagine how she had kids. It must be some sort of scientific experiment because, as a man looking at her as a woman, I don't know, guys. That must have been some sort of I don't know, test tubes or something. Look, guys, I'm not going to get into that. Leila Moran, a Liberal Democrat. Remember, guys, Liberal Democrats in the United Kingdom are saying all refugees welcome in the United Kingdom, and the Liberal Democrats want. Oh no, it's not the Liberal Democrats, is it? It's the. Is it the Liberal? No, it's the Liberal. Is it the Liberal? It is. It's the Liberal Democrats, isn't it? Is it the Liberal Democrats? What's the guy with the Polish second name who's just taken? Anyway, guys, just I'll read the article, guys. Because look, ladies and gentlemen, you guys are on here. I give you guys real-time speculation, analysis, and opinion. Sometimes I may be off the mark. Layla Moran, a Liberal Democrat MP and the United Kingdom's only parliamentarian of a Palestinian heritage. Oh, right, yeah, well. Was I saying there subconsciously? I'm guys, all right, I need to get with it. Asked the UK Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, whether his government would give personal attention to supporting the realisation of a Palestine. Right, okay. Israel confirms transfer of 4. Oh, hang on, what just happened there? Israel confirms transfer of 4 more bodies from Gaza. So this is happening. This is happening. Israel military says it was informed by the Red Cross that 4 bodies of slain captives have been handed over to the rescue group that are making their way towards Israeli army positions in Gaza. I bet those guys are on I bet those guys are like the Israeli military now. I bet they're on a thin. Line. Will Hamas disarm as part of the deal? As noted earlier, Hamas has been ambivalent about whether it would disarm. Last week, senior Hamas figure Musa Abu Marzuko. That sounds like the Arab equivalent, that sounds like the Palestinian equivalent, I guess the Gazan equivalent to Danny Zuko, doesn't it? Danny Zuko from Greece. Musa Abu Marzuko, well, Danny Zuko, I'm Danny Zuko, Hey Kaniki, you gonna buy my second, like my lieutenant, you're gonna ride it, you gotta go down Thunder Road. Told US outlet Dropsite News that those demanding the group disarm needed to lower their expectations a lot in this regard. Well, what's been agreed as part of this peace deal, guys? What's been agreed? I think these are red lines. Whatever's been agreed should be respected. Whatever's been agreed should be respected. And that is it, guys. That is it from my from the updates. That is the latest update. Let me refresh this screen. Let me see if there's any more updates. And there is not. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to jump on and get these chat comments. Slim is saying it's kicking off everywhere. The Mozzies are on their high horse. Lisa Jane is saying tensions running high in Italy pro-Palestine march. I didn't realize they had a big. I didn't realize they had a big thing in Palestine. Donna Hogan is saying Chinook in the sky near Bournemouth. So around Bournemouth, you have lots of military rangers, as you know, Donna. As I understand, you're ex-military. On that south coast, you have Poole, you have Bolton Boroughs, you have all that south coast. There are a lot of rangers that just fire into the sea because it's easy, it's quite safe. John is saying the truth is we've got over being racist. We're actually getting taken over by our own country, where the focal people. I feel you want to say something else there. Where the focal people. All right, okay. Sean McKay is saying, if I was Starmer, and I hope you're never Starmer, if I was Starmer and had a bit of a brain, I would just give up and stand down. But this is I'll read your comment first. And move far away. Wouldn't anyone else? So the problem here is subversion. That guy. I'll share it with you guys. I'll share it with you guys right now. Give me a second. I'll share it with you guys. What is it? Gaza do us proud. Sorry, guys. Let me find this. There we are. There we are. There we are. Right, let me. Right, guys, I'm going to share with you guys a video in a minute. Where do we go? Right, I'm going to share this video with you guys in a second. And what I want you guys to consider is, if this was Keir Starmer, would you, right, okay, what I want you guys to think is, imagine if this was Keir Starmer's ideology, would you be able to negotiate with this? Let's make it big. Let's make it big.
Upright, a steadfast, and a noble.
Sorry, guys.
Resistance.
Straight away, I have to stop there. Upright, steadfast, a noble resistance. Shooting innocent civilians in cars is not a noble resistance, guys. I promise you, it's not. Each and every time, it's just not a noble resistance. A noble resistance would be something like fighting the military, making your GDP higher, building your own ports and docks and creating your own infrastructure. That would be a noble resistance, all right? Anyway, sorry, guys. I always say this, don't I? I always say I'm going to let the video play, but I never do. What did I get? 5 seconds?
In Palestine and in Gaza to look to be inspired by, and I don't want to...
I mean, just look at him. Look at this guy's face. Look at that guy's face. This is a guy, as I understand it, from Oxford University. So this guy will no doubt leave Oxford University with a degree in anal probes, or, I don't know, lubrication, or something, and he will walk into a job and he will be, when he's 40, he will be one of the leaders. He will be a leader of the world because he's been to Oxford. Is this the kind of guy you want? I would say no, but let's continue.
For too long, but...
just look at his face, guys.
Chant that we've been workshopping.
So they've been workshopping. Sorry, guys. I'm ruining it for everyone. Let me go back. Sorry, guys. I'm ruining it. But he says they've been workshopping it in Oxford. So, like, the might and the intellectual might and weight of Oxford University. This is what they come up with. Seriously, guys. I mean, really? Anyway, sorry. Let me play it.
I don't want to yap for too long, but a chant that we've been workshopping in Oxford that maybe you guys want to join in. It goes, Gaza, Gaza, make us proud, put the Zios in the ground. Gaza, Gaza, make us proud, put the Zios in the ground.
Look how passionate he is. Look how passionate he is about people who throw gays off. Look how passionate he is about siding with people who throw gays off of the top of a building. Now, I'm not saying he's gay. He might be. I mean, look, he might be. I don't care if he is. It doesn't matter. But why doesn't he chant something like, Gaza, Gaza, make us proud. Get those faggots on the ground. I don't know. Why doesn't he shout something like that? You see where I'm going with this, guys? I don't mean to be, like, negative. I'm just saying, like, people really don't understand what they're chanting. And what I'm getting at here, guys, is, like, imagine if that was Keir Starmer's level of subversion. There's no talking to that. There's no negotiating with that. He's in that game now. He's been subverted, and through hell or high water, you're not going to change his opinion. Zero. Not going to happen. That's the reality.
Gaza, Gaza, make us proud. Put those Zios in the ground. Gaza, Gaza, make us proud. Put those Zios in the ground. Gaza,
look at the people behind. Like, what is, like, that girl there to the right? I mean, I like that shirt she's got. I think I could wear that myself. Like, what's she got on her head? Has she just got a scarf, like, balancing on her head? Like, what's actually going on here in this? Like, I think these guys need a good, like, I think all these people grew up in single parent families where they needed their dad to give them a good smack, and none of this shit would be happening.
Make us proud, put the Zios in the ground. Thank you.
I mean, his hair's fantastic. I want to know what's happening with his hair. But look, guys, so what I'm getting at here is, what I'm getting at here is with these people, with this type of person, you can't negotiate. Like, you can't. Can you imagine going up to him and trying to negotiate, and he's just shouting that, rah, 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 rah. You're like, right, okay, mate, are you going to talk to me like a human being, or are you just going to shout, rah, rah? You're like, oh, right, okay, right. I really can't. I really can't. We really can't converse, can we? We really can't converse, can we? It doesn't work. Carol is saying he needs to be jailed for hate speech. If we shouted that, we would be. Yeah, do you know what? You know the there's a chant and it goes, settlers, go back home. Palestine is not your home. Like, you know, if I went to somewhere in like Bradford or like Manchester and chanted that, you know, I don't know. Let me think. Muslims go back home. Leeds in Yorkshire's not your home. That's the you know. I don't see. There's nothing. You know, Muslims go back home. Leeds in Yorkshire's not your home. Like, if I went, I would never do that, guys. I'm giving that as an example. But if I went and said that, that would be like, and I don't think anybody should do that. I just want to be clear. I think it's distasteful. If I went and did that, I would rightly be arrested. But yet people are allowed to chant these things, you know, without any, they're just allowed to chant. Very two-tier, guys, very two-tier. Donna Hogan, interesting. Right, what's Donna Hogan said? Right, Donna must have said something. I can't find where Donna's comment is. James is saying universities seem to be promoting the left. Yeah, because they've been subverted. James, listen, guys, I think I need another live stream talking about subversion. James, I've done lots of live streams about subversions. Like, honestly, people just like drop off, and I ended up with like three viewers. I've done lots of live streams about subversion, and one of the things you target with subversion is you target universities, you target the education systems, and once you target them enough, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You know, those people in those universities are then teaching stuff that's detrimental to themselves. It's unbelievable. Ian McMahon is saying Cambridge is full of the mind virus. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Right, listen, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been fantastic this evening. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I just want to reiterate what I've been talking about today. We've been, oh goodness, hang on. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Yeah, I'm good. Today we've been talking about the threat levels in the United Kingdom, guys. You know, terror alert to the United Kingdom. The ceasefire not holding in Gaza, like we've just seen, it's going to make these people go more crazy. It's going to make the likes of, what's his name, Jordan Richardson, you know, these people are going to come out of the woodwork, and like we said just then, guys, oh, hang on. Israel airstrike, South Lebanon. Right, okay, we're not worried about that for right now. What we can understand is these people want to throw grenades. They want to kill people brutally. You can't reason with these people. And they're the people who we're trying to reason with. And it doesn't work, guys. I promise you. You just can't reason with some people. You can't, you know, you really can't reason with some people. So look, guys, anyway, I am going to close this down. I think I'm going to start to do more videos about potential threat levels in the United Kingdom. big shopping centers, any gatherings, especially, Christian holidays, and, and quite fairly, Jewish holidays as well, as we've seen, these things are becoming more and more dangerous now. And it does seem like at some point, celebrating Christmas with your kids is going to be risking your life, because what we've just seen, homegrown, and remember the guy, I shared you the video, the foreign minister from the United Arab Emirates, he was saying, you guys very soon are going to see more homegrown terrorists come out of Islam in Europe than come out of the Middle East. And it's here, guys. It's not going to happen. It's actually here. So look, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys. Go and look at that article yourself. It's from the BBC on the 9th of October. I'm going to be gone now, guys. I'm going to be going. I'm going to go and have my dinner. Go and have my tea. I'll be back on, as always, tomorrow morning at 10. No doubt there'll be more updates from the Middle East. There'll be more updates with regards to Gaza and the shenanigans that's going on there. Remember, guys, as a backdrop, we've got an industrial conflict on, and we've got a global conflict, actually, on an industrial scale. I've been talking about that as well. People don't really understand what we're getting into, but we are getting into it, guys. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have been fantastic. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, guys. I'll see you guys in the morning.